I can't believe I'm gonna chop my hair off. Oh my god.
Cutting my hair short was one of the best decisions I have ever made to work towards self-love when it comes to my physical appearance. Hi! 2 months ago, I chopped all of my hair off. My hair used to be about this length, and then I went to the hairdresser and said, cut it all off, give me a little boy's haircut, I'm sick of it. Personally, I think this was a fantastic decision. In this video, I'm going to be talking about why I cut my hair off and why I'm so happy that I did. And hopefully, if you're someone who is teetering on the edge of finally doing the big chop, this will help convince you to finally get the guts to do it. Because I am very happy with my haircut. I think background is kind of important when it comes to talking about this. So this section is going to be going way back in time and talking about why I finally decided to do it and why I knew when I went into it that it was going to be a good choice. If that bores you, you can skip to this timestamp and actually get to the fun and fresh reasons about why I like it so much. I had always hated my long hair. I cannot remember a time in my life where I didn't despise my hair to some extent. I felt like it was poofy in the wrong areas, it was flat on top, it just didn't look right. I had these wispy things that I could not stand. I was just never confident about my hair, ever. I have been playing around with the idea of chopping all of my hair off since 6th grade, 2014, 7 years ago, when I saw Peter Pan live for the first time starring Allison Williams. As a little kid, I just projected onto Peter Pan. I wanted to be like him. I wanted to be the little kid who never grew up, and I wanted to look like him, and therefore I wanted to chop my hair off. And honestly, to this day, he is still one of, if not my top dream role. Speaking of theater, I started performing in shows in 2014, aka the same year I saw Peter Pan live, and therefore the same year that I thought to myself, damn, I want to chop all my hair off. I quickly fell into the theater kid rabbit hole, and I learned how important it was to have some sort of branding. I learned that it was important to have an appearance that could be as versatile as possible. To put it simply, because of the middle school theater kid rabbit hole, I thought that I couldn't cut my hair because it would make me less marketable. Which, first of all, 11-year-olds should not be worrying if their appearance is marketable. This is honestly a much bigger problem within the theater kid rabbit hole that deserves its own video, because not only did it lead to issues with cutting my hair, but it led to body image issues. And it also led to a fear of experimenting with how I present and express myself, because those experiments would always be public. Not in the way that they were online, but in the way that I was always on a stage. Changing my appearance risked changing my casting type, which meant I risked losing the niche that I had carved out for myself. Even if it wasn't a niche that I was 100% comfortable in, it was still a niche that I had. Not to mention that I had to keep my hair long to put in a bun for competitive dance. So in my mind, I did not really have a choice. And that was pretty much how I felt about my hair moving forward. Being unhappy with how it looked, but not really thinking that I had a choice to change it, especially if I wanted to take acting to a professional level. Until 6 years later, when quarantine hit. For the first time in a really long time, I had the opportunity to play around with how I presented and expressed myself in a somewhat private setting. I could play around with what style I felt most comfortable in, not just what style I thought would be best received by the people who perceived me, because there was no one to perceive me. I spent the vast majority of my time completely alone because I didn't have a choice. We were in a global pandemic. I went through lots of styles, from not trying at all to hyper femininity to finally finding the thing that I, at least right now, feel most comfortable in, which is more masculine and androgynous clothing. Baggy sweaters, cuff jeans, oversized t-shirts, clunky boots. Once I realized how I wanted to look, not looking like that was very frustrating. I think a lot of my personal style comes from characters that I closely identify with, like Remus Lupin, James Potter, Peter Parker, Patrick from The Perks of Being a Wallflower, Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon, for some reason Bobble from the Tinkerbell movies? I couldn't tell you why. Those are the vibes that I wanted, and that, paired with my hatred for my long hair, led me to the conclusion the best thing to do was chop it all off. I basically wanted a little boy's haircut, and I would proceed to not shut up about it for 4 more months. See, I was in the middle of college auditions. I'm getting a degree in musical theater, which meant every school that I applied to, I also had to audition for. And at that point in time, I had already sent in my headshots, meaning that I had to look the same when I went in for my actual audition as I did in those headshots, which meant no drastic changes to my appearance, which meant no haircut. Knowing that I wanted to cut my hair, but knowing that I couldn't, gave me the ability to pinpoint exactly what I was insecure about. The fact that I had long hair became much more than something that I was a little bit annoyed at. It was something that I thought about on a daily basis. It was like playing a waiting game, but the thing I was waiting for was the ability to finally have confidence in my appearance. Now we fast forward 4 months.
It is currently Monday, April 5th, and I am chopping all of my hair off tomorrow. Oh my god. I am very excited. I'm also very, very nervous. Look, here's the thing. I know I'm going to like it. I know I'm going to like it because I've wanted to cut my hair forever. This is not an impulse thing. I have thought long and hard, and I am so pumped about it, but also, the second I made my appointment, I was like, oh shit. What if it looks really bad and I hate it? Yeah, okay. I'll see you soon.
I am so happy with my haircut. I just like how I look more. I finally look how I want to. I feel more like myself. I feel like my hair matches my style more. I've started taking more pictures of myself and like actually liking the pictures, which is a big deal for me. This is a cute one. I even like my show pictures better. Like usually I'm not the biggest fan of candles, but just like, look at that. Look at that! For some reason, I have a thing for flipping people off in pictures, but I always do it in reverse, like this way, because I think it looks really funny. This was the night after I cut my hair. I'm just laying on the floor. I am just laying on the floor. This is another really cute one. It has been a really long time since I felt this good about myself when it comes to my physical appearance. The same day I filmed that little clip, I also filmed a list of things that I was looking forward to in hopes that I could go back and reflect on those things. So let's go through the list.
My hair is going to dry so much faster.
It's true, my hair dries so much quicker. I can do that thing where I look like a dog shaking my head out.
I love earrings. The problem is with my long hair, you can't see my ears. But when my hair is short, you'll always be able to see my earrings.
Right now I'm wearing a safety pin earring. Hold on, I have really good ones. I'm not gonna put them on because that's gonna take forever, but we also have a little baby earring. I made this one myself. My friend's mom got me these. They're frogs skateboarding. She also got me these light bulbs. They light up. I'm gonna wear these to a roller rink this summer and I'm very, very excited about it. My friend Aubrey got me these little parrots. My friend Leah got me little bears in graduation cap and gowns to wear to graduation.
I can finally change my profile picture on TikTok and Instagram to this little dude that I made.
And I did. Here's my TikTok profile picture.
When I'm driving in my car and I'm blasting probably really shitty music and I go like this, my hair's gonna do the little floppy thing. That's so exciting.
Yes, this is 100% true. Look at this. Did you see that? Look at this, look at this. I feel great. All it takes is a little comb through and it's styled again.
Cosplay. I have wanted to cosplay Remus Lupin and James Potter for literal months, but I've been putting it off because I thought, why spend money on a wig if I'm just gonna chop my hair off anyway?
I have cosplayed both of them. I only have pictures of Remus, but most of my cosplays are on TikTok, if you can follow me here. Did a James Potter video, which apparently made lots of people cry.
Swear it. Why me? Because you're the reason. Swear it. I swear it. I swear it.
I don't have to worry about losing hair ties anymore.
There isn't really much to add to this one. I don't wear ponytails, so I don't lose hair ties.
Washing my hair is just gonna be so much easier. I'm not gonna need to use as much shampoo, which is good, because I go through a lot of shampoo.
Washing my hair is a lot easier. It's kind of hilarious though. Is it easier to wash? Yeah. Do I look like an absolute crazy person when I get out of the shower? Yes.
I love messy morning hair. The less kept it looks, the better. And I'm very excited to finally have hair that has the ability to stand up like a crazy person's.
This is one of the things that does not apply. Messy morning hair is not as charming as I thought it would be. That's fine.
I feel like I look significantly better in hats with short hair.
It's true, I do look better in hats. I don't own any hats, but I have this picture of me in a safari hat. Personally think that I look adorable.
And finally, the last thing I'm excited about is I am going to look hot. I'm gonna look fantastic. I am gonna feel like the baddest bitch in town when I cut my hair. I'm gonna feel so much more confident. I'm gonna feel so much more like myself. I'm just gonna be a lot happier with my appearance, and I'm just really excited for it.
And it's true, I am more confident in how I look. I was really scared that it was gonna look bad. Despite the fact that I've wanted to chop my hair off for 7 years, I was still nervous. But you know what? Hair grows back. Cut your hair off. See what it looks like. It'll grow back. Trust me, it'll grow back. You notice your hair growing a lot more when it's short. Hopefully, this video inspired you to do the big chop. Or maybe it convinced you that cutting your hair off isn't for you. In which case, that's cool too. Do whatever is going to make you the most confident in how you look. For me, it was getting a little boy's haircut. Do what's gonna make you feel the best. Because at the end of the day, having confidence in yourself is what really matters. Anyway, I hope this video helped. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye!